All right, so we left off yesterday where we kind of started talking about this bridge, right? And I'm going to show that picture again, but just to kind of bring us up to where we left off yesterday. So remember, we left off with the fact that unless you want stress and overwhelm to rule all of your memories, right? Constantly consuming your brain, feeling like you're doing everything for everyone else's happiness except for your own, you have to embrace the SPC method. Okay, so that's kind of where we left off yesterday. So how do you get from over here where you're feeling all these feels, right? The stress, the overwhelm, the anxiety, fear, doubt, worry. How do you go from here over to this side of the bridge where happiness and joy and passion, and purpose, love, and hope all live? How do we make it over to your happiness, your joy, really truly making decisions that are best for you and your family, really starting to get rid of the people pleasing tendencies? How do we get over here? Some of you, maybe have tried before, right? But you didn't have the proper support and steps to get from one side of the bridge to the other. And, maybe you tried to pull a Fast and Furious stunt and you were like, all right, we're just going to go for it. It works for Fast and Furious. It's going to work for me. You take this big, you run real fast, you take this big giant leap, but you don't make the jump. You don't make it over here. You end up down here crashing and burning. And guess what? These feelings, the stress, the overwhelm, anxiety, fear, doubt, and worry just get even bigger because our head voice, that nasty little thing up here, starts saying, see, told you couldn't do it. Told you you'll always be stressed. You'll always live in this place of fear and anxiety and worry and doubt. There's no way that you can live happily, full of joy, with passion and purpose, love and hope. There's no way that you can make it over here. So when you did that big leap and you crashed and burned because you didn't have the proper support in place, your mind started doing a really nasty thing because it's what our head voice does. And you'll learn more about head and heart voice if we ever work together. But, and so maybe you've never tried to take that leap because you were too afraid. So maybe you've wanted to for a really long time to get out of this headspace and you want to live over here on this side, but you've stayed stuck, right? Because this leap seems scary as hell for you. You don't know how to get there at all. Like that doesn't even seem possible. And so for you, you didn't like take that leap of faith. You've stayed stuck over here. Like, let that sink in. You have stayed stuck in your comfort zone. That's what we like to tell ourselves, right? It's more comfortable living over here. I know I hate it. I hate being stressed and overwhelmed, but it's how my life has always been, right? It's my normal. So it's my comfort zone. However, that comfort zone is really freaking uncomfortable. Wouldn't you agree? Like, tell me so in the comments if you agree that that comfort zone is actually extremely uncomfortable. But it's how you've always operated. So you just stay stuck. So what's going to be different this time? How are you going to move from this space over to here? What is this bridge? And I kind of gave you a little foreshadow of it there at the end of yesterday's call. It's the SPC method. That's how you get over to this life that you so desperately want and need. That's how you get there, the SPC method, okay? So let's dive more into that here. So, whenever you learn to embrace, apply, and ultimately master this SPC method, you can finally ditch the stress, overwhelm, all those other feelings that come into play this holiday season and truly in all seasons of your life. So what the heck is the SPC method? I'm sure that is the question that you have asked yourself over and over. So let's dive in here. So in my one-on-one coaching sessions, we get to dive really deep into this, specifically to you and your life circumstances, because guess what? Everyone feels stress and overwhelm because of different things. We feel them in different ways. They're debilitating in different ways because we're all different human beings, which is a really beautiful thing. And so whenever we work one-on-one, we're really able to dive deep into that specific to you and your life. But for the sake of, not keeping you here on this call for like the next 8 to 10 weeks, let's just take probably like 5-ish minutes to start talking through this SPC method that gets you from living in this place of overwhelm and stress to over here living the most happiest, joyful life that you can even imagine. And probably it's going to be even better than you can imagine. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is master the art of sidestepping stress. And then you need to discover the science of manipulating a U-turn in the given moment. And then change happens. So let's dig into this, mastering the art of sidestepping stress. So let me know again in the comments, whether you're watching live or as a recording, if you've ever tried to shift your mindset before. Anyone ever tried that? Maybe you call your best friend, your mom or your husband, just to vent and get it all out. Like that's going to make you feel better. But getting it all out doesn't remove the stress and the overwhelm. In fact, it probably makes you like relive it and like it just amplifies that stress and that overwhelm. But you try really hard, right? You just try to vent and just get it all out, and that's going to make you feel better. Or maybe you like to do this whole like giving yourself grace with the best of intentions of working through it, only to shut down and hide for 3 days. And then you resurface with the, it's fine, everything is fine, knowing it's really not. It's not fine. And we can only do that for so long. We can only try to convince ourselves and everyone else that it's fine, everything is fine, until it starts creeping in and crashing down on top of us. And you're just like really truly hoping, fingers crossed, like, hoping with everything in you that this time you'll feel better because of it. And maybe you've even tried to take it a step further. Maybe you have tried to read a book or a podcast. Maybe you're following an account on Instagram that's supposed to make you feel better, but it's not helping. It's not working. Your mind still defaults to the stress and to the overwhelm. But when you're able to master the art of sidestepping stress, because this is whenever you get to really decide what you are making this situation mean. And you get to sidestep that into, what do I actually want to gain? What do I want to get from this experience? So when you're able to sidestep that stress, you're able to get out of your head and start getting into your heart. And that's when you're able to move into this next part of discovering the science of manipulating a U-turn in the given moment. So imagine this. You're getting ready for the 3rd Christmas party. Everyone is all kinds of pissy pants. You aren't even ready because, mom is always last. And you guys need to leave the house in 15 minutes. You wish you would have just said no to the party, but your people-pleasing tendencies came out hard, real hard. And you smiled and said, yep, we'll be there. We'll be there with bells on. But those bells are long freaking gone. You're questioning if you should go, or should you just call and say you can't make it? But you made a commitment and you want to see it through. So what do you do? What do you do? Tell me in the comments. What do you do in that situation? Guess what? When you discover the science of manipulating a U-turn in the given moment, you're able to look at this entire situation from a different perspective. You immediately pivot into spending the next 15 minutes doing all the things that make you and everyone in the house happy, whether that's jamming out, having some dance parties, releasing the need, like leaving the need behind to look like you're runway ready. And, when you leave the house, everyone has smiles on their face, true, genuine smiles, not the like, I pasted this on my face, like, we're happy, but like true, genuine happiness. In 15 minutes, you did a complete U-turn on that situation, and you have the best time at this party, regardless of how you look, what you forgot to take with you, or the fact that the house is a disaster that you have to return to. And while you're there, everyone asks, how do you do it all? Like, I don't understand. How do you do it all? And it's within manipulating U-turns in any given moment that allows you to strip that stress, the overwhelm, the anxiety, the worry, the doubt. It allows you to strip all of that away in any given moment, holidays or not, when that starts to creep in. Learning to manipulate a U-turn allows you to go from all of that into happy, joyful, and present in the moment. That's some good stuff, y'all. Right? And the last part of this SPC method is the best part. This is where you, your life, your mental space all change. Change. Yes, I said it. Change. And I know that change, like literally maybe even just hearing that word sounds scary. But if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? We've all heard that before, but have you slowed down to really, truly like think about that and let that sink in? If nothing changes, nothing changes, right? If you don't make a change, how are you going to get across that bridge? You're not. You're not going to get over here to the happiness and the joy and the passion and the purpose and love and hope. You never, ever will. You will stay stuck over here in the stress, in the worry, in the doubt, in the overwhelm. You will stay stuck there if nothing changes. So it's up to you. Either you stay stuck living over here, or you shift, pivot, and change. All right. And that's all that I have for you guys for day 2. You're going to have to come back tomorrow so that we can kind of wrap this all up. Again, I just wanted to say, like, thank you so much for hanging out with me in this space over these 3 days. Whether you're able to be on here live with me or you're catching it as a recording, it doesn't matter. I'm just really freaking proud of you for saying, like, I feel those feels. And like, I think maybe I need to start exploring them. I think I need to like start changing them. Like, I am really proud of you for that, because there's a whole lot of people that can't even say that. They just say, well, it's my comfort zone. I'm going to stay stuck. But you've already taken that one step to start to change that. And I am so proud of you for that. So, so, so proud of you. So make sure you come back tomorrow so that we can wrap this all up. See you guys tomorrow.